Day 5 of the 2016 Babe Ruth World Series saw the Columbia Basin River Dogs needing a win to take the top seed in the American Division and clinch a spot in Friday's semifinal. Golfers from all across the Columbia Basin descended upon the Moses Lake Golf Club Saturday, not for a chance at a trophy or a ticket to this week's British Open, but to help special needs children recognize some of their dreams. For nearly 30 years, the North American Big Rig Racing Series has thrilled crowds across the West Coast and Canada, with engines cranking out more than 600 horsepower and being 3 times the size of a standard race car that take up a lot of space on the track and leave little room for error for the drivers. The good news for the Afraid of Tigers and the Wapato Wolves was someone was going to get their first win of the season Friday night at Kiwanis Field. The bad news was the loser was going to drop to 0-5 with 5 weeks of football left in the season. The Warden Cougars softball team made history Thursday night at home, completing the perfect regular season with a sweep of the Clay Elm Warriors. In their 20 wins this season, the Cougs outscored their opponents 288-27, recording 10 shutouts, including 6 in a row from April 23rd to May 7th. Week 6 was a good one for 3 Grand County teams as Moses Lake, Royal, and Warden all notched big wins, while Ephrata and Quincy joined Soap Lake in the loss column. With 3 weeks to go in the season, schools are looking to solidify potential playoff positions this Friday night. Mike Tyson. In the post-Ali world of boxing in the 1980s, no other fighter grabbed the public's attention more than Iron Mike. Trained by the legendary Customato, Tyson tore through overmatched opposition with his speed and ferocious punching power. And in 1986, he became the youngest heavyweight champion in history at age 20 years and 4 months by knocking out Trevor Burbank. That record still stands 35 years later. Tyson went on to become undisputed heavyweight champion in 1987 and ruled the division until February 11, 1990, when he was knocked out in the Tokyo Dome by 42-1 underdog James Buster Douglas in the greatest upset in boxing history. Mike would make a comeback, but his career was never the same. A 4-year prison sentence for rape and several controversial moves in and out of the ring left Tyson a shell of what could have been. But for those 4 years, no fighter was more captivating to watch or more terrifying to face. The Warden High School baseball team earned the 2B District 6 title the hard way on Saturday in Moses Lake, coming back from a 3-run deficit to beat the Brewster Bears 6-4. Brewster jumped out to an early 1-0 lead in the first, but the Cougars tied it up in the second on a Guillermo Gonzalez RBI double. The Bears then roughed up Warden starter Tyson Yamane for 3 runs in the third to make it 4-1 Brewster. But the Cougs rallied, knocking in 5 runs over the final 4 innings before closer Drake Hansen locked the title up in the 7th. After the game, Warden coach Dan Caballero was all smiles as his team hoisted the trophy.
You know, I told the kids all season long, you know, it's not how you did during the season, but how you finished. And these guys we're starting to play better ball as we continue to climb and progress. And so, like I said, overall, I'm pretty proud of the way they've been competing this whole tournament. The
Cougars opened play in the WIAA 2B State Tournament in Wenatchee on Saturday. In Moses Lake, Devin Higgins for iFiber 1 News. The Moses Lake Chiefs are getting ready for the 2016 football season, hoping to carry over the success they had in 2015. The Chiefs finished 9-4 last year, but went undefeated on the way to a Big 9 title and a spot in the 4A state tournament. Their hopes for a state title ended on their home turf at Lions Field with a quarterfinal loss to Richland, and head coach Todd Griffith said he's working on keeping his players focused and not resting on their laurels.
We got another tough non-league schedule. I think that's one thing that set us straight right off the bat. You know, I don't know about the target on your back. I mean, I'm sure that like I told the kids, you're probably gonna get everybody's best game. You know, I don't know if everybody thinks we're #1 in league or whatever. I don't really care. All I care about is our kids getting better every day. I think we're a talented group. I think we could be pretty good, but the way we practice today, you know, we got a lot of work to do. So, but you know, our kids are ready and they're ready for the challenge.
Finish the sentence for me. So it'll be a successful season for Moses Lake if what?
I mean, I always tell our kids, you know, I don't ever say Tacoma Dome or that kind of stuff. You know, I may in talking a little short, but I say, well, the first thing we got to be in the playoffs. We got to be first in league, and we got to make sure that we are setting ourselves up to be successful. Anything can happen. I guess, you know, it's a successful season. We're first in league, and we're back in the playoffs again.
The Chiefs opened their 2016 campaign on September 2nd at Lions Field against Chiawana. In Moses Lake, Devin Higgins for iFiber 1 News. About 2,000 people call Royal City home. There's no downtown sprawl or lavish nightlight scene. There isn't even a stoplight around for 30 miles. Perhaps its biggest attraction, though, is its high school and an athletic program which has seen its share of success over the past 40 years. Most recently, that success has gone to Royal City's football program, which has been a perennial power in the Division 1A South Central Athletic Conference for the past decade. At the heart of the Knights is head coach Allred, who's led the program since 1999, and for him, football remains a family affair. Wiley's wife Maria has been in charge of filming each game for the past 18 years, and their son Dexter has returned to the team he played for as an assistant coach. Allred said while he didn't plan on having his family be so involved in the program when he started, it's paid dividends in the long run.
Well, I always know where my film person's going to be on Friday nights, but it's nice. Obviously, you want to include family in as much of what you do as you possibly can. And we've had all our daughters helping with stats when they've come through high school, and Dexter's come back to the farm, and then we've made time to help so he can help coach, and he helps with running backs, linebackers, and helps coach the freshman team.
Maria also helps out with the Booster Club, and with all 5 of her children having attended Royal, she always planned on being involved in their activities. Filming football games, however, came about unexpectedly.
Well, the woman that filmed before me, her husband got sick and was in the hospital, and so she couldn't come, and they had a dad do the first game, and it wasn't a very good film, I guess. He had a lot of the side stuff on there, and so he asked if I would give it a try, and I did. And yeah, I said I was going to retire when our youngest graduated, but this is my second season since, and I'm still doing it.
For Wiley, having people close to home he can talk to about football helps, but he says he also has the support of a strong team of other coaches around him.
Maria doesn't offer a lot in that area, which we kind of separate our duties, and that's probably works better. And Dexter, I ask him a lot of things, especially with the freshman kids and the freshman team, and find out individually sometimes how they're doing and how certain kids reacted if I missed a freshman game that's away, and also even with the varsity. But we have other coaches as well, and we have a great staff, and I really value all their feedback. And so like Jeremy Scroggins was a head coach for 3 years at Grandview, and he could run this program, and Dan Oppelt's been a head coach before. So we have others along with Dexter that I get a lot of good feedback, and we work together well.
Dexter Allred says he's learned a lot working with his parents and seeing how their relationship has helped the team succeed. He also admitted which one has the edge when it comes to what happens on the gridiron.
Who knows more about football, your mom or your dad?
No contest.
I think my dad. Mom tries to, but sometimes she'll put her opinion in, but not too often. Dad tends to know best when it comes to the football team.
In Royal City, Devin Higgins for iFiber 1 News. At Moses Lake's Endeavor Middle School, students are getting a chance after school to take part in a club that to some might seem like a step back to the dark ages.
Oh, you listen to the teacher, what happens?
Twice a week, the school's archery club meets in the gymnasium and spends an hour practicing not only how to hit a bullseye, but also how to be consistent and disciplined with a bow in their hands. Endeavor physical education teacher Jennifer Bunkelman talked about how the club came about and what the students are getting out of the experience.
At the very beginning of the year, Kelly Frederick, who's our Dean of Students, the Moses Lake Community Church, they're the ones who started the upfront money, which Jody Waldrop's a part of, my assistant coach, and they started the money. She found the grant with NASPA, National Archery in Schools Program, and along with Field and Wildlife and American Best Foods in Town. They all donated money, and so we went and got trained to be instructors in October, and we got all this equipment for free, which is a few $1,000s worth of stuff. And since we had it and there was so much interest with the kids, they said, why can't we be a club? And so we are the first club out of Endeavor, which is great, and I'm just excited that these kids like something that for them it could be lifelong. Some kids already have hunting families and some don't, and it's just archery. And there's been a lot of people in the school district, what, you have archery, it's so dangerous. And the statistics show archery is safer than any other ball sport except for ping pong. So because of, you watched tonight, the whistles, it's very regimented. Archery in the wild might be different, but archery in the schools is so safe because the kids are trained. They have to do notes, they have to pass a test before they even get to go to the line. No, I just seen a lot of kids here that aren't in any other sports in school, and they're here because they feel successful at it.
6th grader Taylor Mack may be one of the smallest members of the club, but she said her interest in archery is based on her experiences with her family.
Every once in a while I do go to my grandparents' house and I showed the bow at their house, and I just really got interested in it when I realized when I walked in one morning and I saw that there was a sign up for archery, and I just signed up.
Was it as easy as you thought it was going to be the first time you tried to shoot a bow?
No, it was actually really painful and really hard.
So what's the most challenging thing for you in being able to hit a target well with a bow?
Aiming, because like I have to close my eye like this, and I have to take my glasses off, and it's a little harder.
For Bunkelman, she says the chance to work with her students and watch them improve is why she hopes to continue building the program going forward.
Oh, watching them smile, watching them come back and just like, did you see what I did? And it's so fun because their parents allow them. And one student at first was talking to Mr. Pike, and, you know, I almost forged the signature. I didn't think my parents would let me do this, but they did archery in middle school. And that's what I found out a lot of parents are saying. I had archery and afraid in middle school, but a lot of that's gone by the wayside. But families remember that schools used to do things like this. And that's why I really like the kids I get to do something. My parents said it's great. Like, they're allowed to do something that seems risky to them. And usually the parents are probably saying no, no. And now it's like, wow, it's a yes.
In Moses Lake, Devin Higgins for iFiber 1 News.